education in the South. And we have with us to talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and public education in the South, Professor EKSanford2, a professor in the Department of Sociology at Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. Sanford, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for inviting me.
And to tell you how delighted we are to have you with us, Dr. Sanford. I'm reminded that not long ago you first made your appearance on this show, and you talked about higher education in the 21st century, and of course we've received so many compliments in reference to that particular show. But what we'd like to do today, Dr. Sanford, is to talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and to talk about how that act had some impact upon public education in the South. But before we do that, let's have you to give our audience some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that eventually led you to Tennessee State University, because I'm sure that some of them probably did not have an opportunity to see the last show that you did with us. So give us that information, and then we'll be able to talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and public education in the South.
Well, certainly, and I would first like to thank you so much for inviting me this morning, as well as having such a profound show that really offers a different perspective. Again, I am EKSanford2, and I presently am associate professor in the Department of Sociology at Tennessee State University. My background is very varied, but I've been in education my entire life. I received my PhD from Howard University in Washington, D.C., as well as my master's degree from North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina. I also received a postdoc degree at the Pennsylvania State University in State College, Pennsylvania. I'm also very proud of a number of other types of work opportunities I've had in addition to being in education. One with the national headquarters of the American Red Cross in Washington, D.C., working with HIV/AIDS education, the American Association of Retired Persons, doing victims assistance programs in crime, as well as the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. We also had a victim assistance program.
And so you've been involved in a whole variety of activities during your career, Dr. Sanford. What we'd like to do is to look at the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Dr. Sanford, as we indicated earlier, and to have you to give us some preliminary statements in reference to where that Act of 1964 stands in reference to the history of the African American in this country.
Yes. Well, it's a very important act. As you may very well know and have already stated, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was implemented at that particular time period